Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who will be catching me on my page to this lunchtime, this afternoon, or this evening. I'm doing another interview today to complete my 4 weeks of interviews with business coaches in our digital business community. And today I am graced with the presence of another immigrant, and he's fluent in French, by the way, and I'm not. So we'll be doing this interview in English. We'll just get to know Eric a little bit, and I just hope his story inspires a lot of people out there. So without further ado, let me bring into onto Charito Gabuya's stage. My hands are shaking. Okay, Erick T Kana. Hello, good afternoon.
Hey, good morning, Sarito. I hope all of you guys are doing great. Hey, good morning, all the people who are online, who are watching this live. We are so grateful to have you. My name is Erick Kana. I'm originally from Rwanda, currently live in Canada. I'm 37 years old, a father of two, happily married to my wife, Emily. We've been in Canada for the last 6 years, and we come all the way from France. I'm from Rwanda, by the way. I went in France to study. I'm I used to work in finance before I jumped in the online space 100%. And I'm a child of God, a Christian, and and believer, servant of the Lord, and I really love Him so much. Everything I do for the glory of my King Jesus. And today, I'm so honored to be here, share with you guys about the business. I've been privileged to get this invitation from my sister Charito, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here. I've been in the business for the last 3 years, and I've been coach for the last 2 years. I manage a team of almost 100 people. So I'm so grateful to be here, and yeah, that is me. That's me. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to drop in the comments. I'll be more grateful to just give you an answer if I can. Right?
Yeah, that's a brief introduction of Eric. And if you want to follow him or get to know him more, you can follow him on his page, Erick T Kana. Yeah, he you if you're French, you're going to relate with him very well because he does his lives in French.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So Eric, being an immigrant, I'm an immigrant as well. I'm just curious, what brought you to Canada considering that you came from France?
Yeah. First of all, I will start back in why I came overseas because I
Mhm.
grew up as an orphan. I lost my parent when I was 8, and life has been really a challenge for me. But I get the chance to know the Lord very uh, earlier in my young age, and
Mhm.
as I get closer to God, I get to understand that God has purpose for me, has something good hidden for me, as the Bible says. God has good plan for us. So, and I had that idea to say, oh, I know life is not easier, but I'm going to challenge my faith and believe that I will not only um, grow and and do everything here. I want to do more than expected because for me to
Yeah.
be what was a miracle for me was to grow and to study and to go to university and have a job, all the stuff. So I get all of that, and then I say maybe life has more than this. So why can't I decide to go to study overseas? That was an idea, a crazy idea, and yeah, as the Bible says in Habakkuk 2, verse 2, 1 to 3 anyway, 2 verse 2, sorry, uh, write a vision on the table. And
Yeah.
even if it may, even if it's not happening right away, wait for that. So I write down that before my age of 25, I will be either I will have a good job or I will go overseas and do my studies in a university there. So that was the reason. It was really a step challenge for me to do more than expected, more than a miracle for me. So
Mm-hmm.
it happened. It happened. I mean, I landed in France at the age of 24, and that was the realization of my vision. So that was really a huge, a huge, change in my life, and land there, struggle like an
Mm-hmm.
immigrant, and then life became better.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Life became better, and I study, work, and get married, and my wife and I we decided to come in Canada just to to learn and to grow. Sometimes you don't have
Mm-hmm.
to stay at the same place. At
Yeah.
some point, you say, okay, let me try something else, right? And that's why
Yeah.
we moved. We landed in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very inspiring indeed. It's a whole different story than mine because for me, I like if I could have stayed in at home for the rest of my life, I would have done that. But for you, you explored. Yeah,
yeah,
you were fearless, right? So yeah, that is amazing and very inspirational indeed.
you're welcome.
So yeah, yeah, um to fast forward a few years later, you found, or the digital business found you. How did you how did you get to know about the digital business, and how did you decide that this is a business that you would want to do?
I didn't decide this is was the good. I was in the road of searching. I would say
Mm-hmm.
I found a business, not the business found me. Some people they some people
Yeah.
they found it by accident and they become
Mm-hmm.
excited and they became successful. But for me, it was a part of project because as any man who you become a father for the first time, you stress. How am I going to provide? Is it going to be
Yeah.
enough? And everything's going in your head. And I have that vision that I've never thought in my life that I will be a career. I'm not a career man. So as I was growing, I knew that I don't want to do a career, just stay in company for 10, 6 years and other thing, become a manager and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my thing.
Yeah.
Because whenever God give you as a challenge, sometimes He's building your heart to serve
True.
the person you used to be, right? Most of the very influential leader people, they have been in tough time, like the say Nelson Mandela, have been in an apartheid regime. So that he decided to change that for the next generation. Uh, as someone who have been like um, who life was not easier when I was young, I say I want to give many kids as I can the privilege
Mm-hmm.
uh, to that maybe I wish I will have, right.
Yeah.
Now I'm in at the other side of of the bridge. How can I bring many young people, young girls and boys at the place I am now? How can I
Yeah.
make their life more easier? I'm not saying I will resolve all the problem. I will get in touch with all the people in the world, but I
Mm-hmm.
will do what I can in my ability. And the best way to do that, you have to be free. You
Yeah.
will not do that if you have to report, if you have to only to have 2 weeks in the year or 3 or 4 weeks in the year if you are doing well.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be not what that will not be enough, because sometimes when you go in mission, maybe you spend 2 weeks or you spend a month.
Yeah.
So how can you do that and still be safe financially? That was
Mm-hmm.
my way of thinking. Okay, and this is what I'm I'm building, and this is what I want to what I want to do in the next in years to come. I will be traveling in Africa, um, sharing knowledge, sharing what I learned as a young boy without uh,
Mm-hmm.
so much protection in financial way, and in mentorship, in mentorship as well. So that's why I started a business, because I want to be free, and so I can inspire, I can give more. That's that was my way of thinking. So I began to start something that I can do and generate the same income or more than what I was making as in finance field. So that's how I start. That's how I learned in the business, and I found many business model, Amazon FBA. We tried to create a brand, my wife and I, and and yeah, we finally I finally was listening to Hillsong worship, and was like, I don't know if I was doing dishes or I'm doing something in the kitchen, and then that ads you know uh, was
Mm-hmm.
like popping in popping in my phone. Yes, oh, this cool, this one good, this people, are Christian, and they talk about
Yeah.
how they serve in the ministry and how the business give them freedom. I say, oh, this will be good, and I click on that and watch the webinar, and the rest is the history. I have been there for last 3 years, and for people who don't know me, I am a French speaker. I am not an English speaker. Uh, for Thank God I learned in this business, because I've been navigating everything in English and talk to people like Sarito, who are their English speaker. Come from the Philippines, I hope, yeah, right? You come from the
Yeah.
Philippines, right? Yeah, come from the Philippines, and that's my English is really I'm improving days after day, and who knows why I learned in this and why I will be using English in my future mission. So I found a business. The business didn't find me, and that was and still my strong why.
Yeah. It's I like just listening to you, Coach Eric. I know in my heart that you will impact a lot of people, not only in your country but all over the world, because your mission is beyond you, beyond most of us get into business for personal reasons, but
Yeah,
yours at the get-go, your vision was already to serve
yeah,
young kids that had undergone, or just people who struggled as well. And
absolutely.
it's very I don't know how to put it into words, but
Thank
I
you.
know most people would know what I mean. So yeah, a lot of us, well, just me, maybe when I started the digital business, I had to go through a lot of hurdles, not only with my environment but also most especially with my mindset.
Mm.
How about you? How was your experience when you first started? What were your drawbacks, and how did you manage or dealt with those?
So for me, it was really hard at the beginning. I have the entrepreneurship mindset. I am not someone who would, quit easily or quitting on a bad day. But the journey was very hard, because I am not an English speaker. I learned a business where 90% of people they speak they use English as the main language,
Yeah.
and the training is in English, by the way. Uh, I do and I do understand in English, and I do read in English. When you reading and understanding is different from speaking, because when you're speaking,
Mm-hmm.
you have to use verb, you have to know how to pick the good sentences, and you
Yeah.
have to know how to articulate your thoughts. And it was hard, because it was very hard to communicate with my business partner, because
Mm-hmm.
most of them they're the English speaker. And the second thing, I am not a tech savvy. This is a technology business. This is a digital business. You have to
Right.
be good in social media. You can. It's easier when you're good in social media, and it's easier when know how to navigate with computer. And I get my first computer when I was 22. So
Mm-hmm.
even if I have a bachelor's degree in management and economics, does not mean I'm familiar with the computer. Okay, but I give myself a challenge to do it on my own. I had
Yeah.
that chance to have my wife. She's an IT engineer. If I want things to be easier, I will just
Mm-hmm.
uh, ask her to handle all technical issues. I
Yeah.
decide not yet to lay my weakness on under her shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and I try to take ownership of my business.
Yeah.
She's like giving me some advice, but technical things, she's not the one. I am the one
Mm-hmm.
because I said I have to own it. I have to own
Yeah.
it, and that's what the second challenge because I'm not a tech savvy. Sadly, I used not to be a social media guy. I'm a very private guy, so
Yeah.
didn't
A
really.
lot of
I was
us.
not really someone who was like posting and go live. Many people when they saw me online, they maybe they think I am familiar with that and I like
Mm-hmm.
that and I'm like a talker guy. And it's easier for me. No way. I used not to be. And if you go on my profile and maybe try to analyze uh, a, before I started the business in July 2002, and
Mm-hmm.
watch the first year before I started the business, you'll see that I'm not a very social media guy. I opened in my Instagram not even 3 months ago. My
Oh.
TikTok maybe I have my TikTok is 2 weeks. 2 weeks I start TikTok. And last week I opened Twitter account. So for
Wow.
me, I was not a social media guy. I was really not a social media guy. Um, but your why, your vision would dictate what to do and what not to do. Your vision will dictate who to associate with and who you don't. Your vision will dictate you how to do the work and why you have to do the work. So when you have the vision, there is no way you can escape the work. There is no reason you can give yourself any 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 reason to not do the job.
Mhm.
You shout your mouth and you do it.
Oh my
Either you
God.
like, either you want it or you don't want it. You have to.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh my gosh, that speaks volumes to me. Not, I don't know about those who will be watching this, just to me alone. Like, yeah, I'm the kind of person who always second guesses myself. But
Yeah,
yeah, just that one. Like, it's either you want it or you don't. And if you want
yeah,
it, then it's either you do it or you don't, right?
yeah,
And yeah, it's and it's also part of our growth.
absolutely.
Yeah. There's I don't think there's anyone that I interviewed in this platform that wouldn't say that they didn't grow in this business, because
Yeah,
it has helped a lot of us, like, just grow personally, right? So yeah. And I think that one you touched, like, the impact the business has made on you. Now, I would want to know, what impact has this business made in your, like, in your family life, or yeah.
oh well, amazing. That's so emotional for me because it changed a lot for me. I am a family man.
Mhm.
For me, the family is the foundation. Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe when people grow in a normal family, they have everything. They have a loving father, a loving mom.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really understand how it's so important because for them it's normal. But when you grow and you're not in that condition, you value more. In economics, we say what is rare, what is I don't know, is it rare in the value of the gold
Mm-hmm.
or diamond is because you can't find it anywhere, like
Yeah.
any rock. or
Mm-hmm.
you can't find it. You can't just walk away and find a diamond in your way. That's why it costs a lot of money, because you have to deep, very deep, to get that, and it's not everywhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
That's why it costs a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it's so different from other rock, but it's because you cannot find it easily, right? That's why it have a big value. And and for me, family is everything, and family is so important for me. And when I start a business, when I like I used to do two jobs, and it was hard for me to have the time in the weekend to stay with my family, my kids,
Mm-hmm.
go church together, and that's also
Yeah.
was irritating me, because I was not having time to go to church. When I have to go to church, they will call me on the weekend, say, someone uh, gets someone is sick, so you have to come and replace that person. I say, oh my goodness,
Mm-hmm.
why is always my weekend? Everyone is is sick. Everyone have wedding. Why for why
Yeah.
why always me? And that's my first goal, was to replace my second job, beside my mission. My
Mm-hmm.
also that goal was that. But the big impact is none of my kids have been daycare before too.
Oh.
We have been able. I have two girls, two beautiful daughters. None of them have been the daycare before too, and that was very very important for me to keep
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
to keep them, so we can send them when they are mature, when they can express their feelings. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
so important. I know it's not a privilege for everyone, but that's I have been blessed to have the business. That's the first impact. I meet a lot of good people.
Mm-hmm.
Your fortune is in your network somehow, and
Yeah.
I met people who have results I wish to have. For example, I went in conversion in Calgary last August, and I met someone who is doing the same thing I want to do. We spent 1 hour and a half giving me
Mm-hmm.
advice on how to start, how to found funds, how to find partners. You can't get that, anywhere. No, of university you learn that. And I recorded our conversation, and I'm tracking my progress through that the conversation we had.
Mm-hmm.
And I have many people now in different countries, who work in different spheres of life. Now I can contact to have a logo to build, first to build a website, to do this and this. That's so worth it. Beside the monetary benefit, I have a
Yeah.
big network. I have many friends from the Philippines, for example. I have many friends from US, from Canadian, born in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
native Canadian. Uh, Maybe I used to have, friend in my, in my job, but they are professional relationship. There is no other
Yeah.
thing. But in the business, we chat a lot, we talk. Sometimes that create that relationship, and that my network increased very 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 high, and you can measure, or you can, uh, if you hang out with egos, you end up flying, even if you are a little bit, you know. So that's what the benefits I had, and I'm growing as a man, I'm growing as a businessman, I'm growing as a person, and I'm so grateful to have found this business.
Yeah. That's why I really just wanted to start my interviews all with coaches because I wanted to hang out with eagles.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
and
nice. That's so
yeah,
nice.
you mentioned about the convention. I was there too, but maybe we didn't just cross paths because we were
Mm,
like 2,000 plus in that convention, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
that convention also um gave me a big impact in such that it inspired me to do interviews again because I stopped for over a year, I guess.
Mm,
Yeah, I had yeah, my journey with myself was just a roller coaster. So that convention that I went to was very impactful indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And so with I know a lot of others as well. So
Amen.
yeah, before I let you go, Coach Eric, I would like to say thank you so much for this time. I know you're busy
Okay.
right now because we're doing um
90
the
days challenge.
challenge,
Yeah.
and I'm I'm just like, because I'm also working full time and I'm doing it on my own time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but before I let you go, I will just ask you. I'll just maybe tweak this a little bit, because I usually ask what your message would be to the people who are always on social media and looking for opportunities like this. But for you, maybe I would just like to ask you to give maybe a message to those who are also always on social media, but just not just there to scroll, to watch, or no intention of looking for something, not on the lookout for anything, but just there to like maybe spend most of their time
Okay.
on.
Good. There is two people on social media. There is two kind of people. There is those who make money from social media. That means they use social media for their own benefit,
Mhm.
because there is no big shop, big place where you can find people, big traffic,
Mhm.
more than social media. Facebook is over 2 billion, two
Yeah.
billion of member, and there is other kind of uh, people who are selling their attention. Either you have to be
Mhm.
the one who is buying the attention and use it for your benefit, for you and your family, or either you are someone who is selling it, just spoil it your attention and losing your time, right?
Yeah.
You can scroll social media to learn as well. Learn as well on YouTube, tutorials, and all the stuff. But make sure that you are getting profit and benefit from the online space. You have to know yourself. Where do you want to be? Do you want only to be on part of consumer, or do you want to be on part of producer as well? Okay, you can be both of two. You can be on both of two, producer and consumer as well. Because
Mhm.
if you entertain, you can just rest, listen to good music. It's good, but don't just being there and setting your attention. Gain
Yeah.
something from other people as well. It's the biggest market now, because if you see the, maybe the 10 biggest company in the world, most of them they are tech. If you take
Mhm.
Amazon technology, which we call Alphabet, which is Google and YouTube and all the stuff, it's
Yeah.
online space. Apple is online space. Only one what we see is just iPhone and iPad, but they are doing so many things on
Mhm.
the space. Um, and Apple, you say Facebook, biggest company.
Yeah.
So Twitter and all the stuff. So you have to know that's a big economy, right? You have to be involved, right? Either you're buying shares or you are earning money through the online space, because it's still open. It's a big market. You have to take your own space, your own path,
Yes. Yeah.
right? That's what I want to say. Don't just be sitting there and be a consumer. Produce. The word is waiting for you, your revelation, and share what the Lord has given to you, because each one of us, we have something to share. Don't just be sitting there and admire other people and clapping for other people. It's good,
Yeah.
but you have something that other people can clap for you. But if you give a chance, the Lord, to reveal who you really are, who are you really, the word will buy for you, right? God bless everyone.
True. Yay, thank you so much, Coach Eric.
You're welcome.
And that was like a very meaningful, well, for me, it was a very meaningful interview, and I really hope this touches a lot of people out there who can
Yes,
relate to your story. Thank you so much again
welcome.
for your time today, and yeah, for everyone. Oh, by the way, thank you, Maya, for catching us. Maya is also a digital business owner, and she's a fan.
All
Like
right,
a lot of she speaks my dialect, and she's an accountability partner, and we're all big fans of yours.
all right, good. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. God bless
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, God bless
Yeah,
you, and
bye.
yeah, to more more to your business. Thank you so
Amen,
much.
amen, amen. Bye. God bless you, Sarita.
Yeah. Bye for now.